Hello everyone, this is Anand Goud, Assistant Professor from Civil Engineering Department, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. So in this lecture, we are going to discuss about the topic chain survey. So after learning about these topics, we are going to apply these principles to complete the chain survey. Now, coming to the contents of this lecture, in this lecture we are going to discuss about the survey stations and survey lines, and factors affecting the survey station selection, and basic problems in chain. Coming to the definition of chain surveying, here chain surveying is the type of surveying in which only the linear measurements are made in the field. So we are going to take only the linear measurements in this particular chain, because we cannot determine the dimensions which are having some curves by using the chain surveying or else by using the tape. Okay, so this type of surveying is suitable for surveys for small extent on open ground. Okay, this particular chain surveying is suitable for small areas. Okay, instead of doing the surveying for large areas, we are going to use the chain surveying to determine the dimensions of the small areas. Now, the principle of chain survey is to provide a framework which consists of a number of connected triangles. So, suppose if you have any area like this, we are not going to directly do the surveying, or else we are not going to measure the area of this particular area, but we are going to divide this area into small triangles so that the measurement of the particular area will be easy. Coming to the terms which are used in the particular chain surveying, is the first one is survey stations. Okay, so survey station is the prominent point on the chain line and can be either at the beginning of the chain line or at the end. Suppose if you have an area of this particular shape, okay, in this we are going to have one main line, main survey line. Okay, suppose the boundary of this particular line is lying from here to here. So now this particular survey station will be placed at the beginning of the survey line or else at the end of the survey line. Okay, the starting point or the ending point of the particular survey line is called as a survey station, and this particular station is called as a main station. Okay, this particular main station which is placed at the end or at the beginning of the main line is called as a main station, and the representation of main station will be like this. Okay, triangle with a small dot. Okay, and the line joining the main stations, okay, this A and this B are the two main stations, right? So the line joining between these two lines is called as a main survey line. Okay, this is what the main station and the main survey line. Okay, so in this picture you can see it clear. Now coming to the subsidiary or the tie stations. Okay, so subsidiary or the tie stations are the points selected on the main survey line. Suppose if you take this particular main survey line from point A to point B, this is one of the main survey line, and if you take the point A and point A, these are the other survey stations, right? So if you select any particular point on the main survey line like this, okay, this is the one of the points which we are going to select on the main survey line. Okay, on this particular main survey line, we are going to select this point. Now, the points are selected on the main survey lines where it is necessary to locate the interior details. Okay, the line joining between the 2 points. These 2 points will be lying on the main survey lines. Suppose if you take this point and this point as an example, now this point is called as a tie station, and this tie station will be used to locate the interior details. Okay, whatever the objects we have near to this particular station, the object details will be determined by using this particular tie station. Okay. And examples of this particular interior details are like fences, and hedges and building. Okay, if you have any fence or boundaries, okay, or else any buildings, okay, these details will be determined, or else the position of these particular objects will be determined by taking the reference from the tie station. Now, coming to the survey lines. Okay, here we will be having different types of survey lines. So, the first one is the lines joining the main survey stations are called as a main survey line, right? So, as we have discussed, this is one of the main survey point and this is one of the main station. And if you join these 2 points, it is called as a main survey line, right? Now, if the area to be surveyed has more than 3 straight boundaries, okay? If the area to be surveyed, okay, if suppose if this is the area you are going to do the surveying. Now, this is having 4 boundaries. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, if you have more than 3 boundaries, the field measurements must be arranged that can be plotted by laying down the triangles. So, now if you want to survey this particular area, now we are going to draw one more line. Okay, and by using this particular line, we are dividing this area into 2 triangles, 2 small triangles. So this is for the simplification of calculations. Okay, here also if you observe this particular area, here also you can see the shape is random and the boundaries are more than 3. Now we are dividing this area into different number of triangles so that the surveying technique will be easy. Next, coming to the first line in the survey lines, coming to baseline. Okay, the first line is baseline. So it is the main and longest line which passes approximately through the center of the field. Now, suppose if this is the area to be surveyed, okay, you have marked all the main stations like this A, B, and C, D. Okay, now if you join this point to this point, okay, this is going to give one line, and this line is called as a baseline. Okay, this line is called as a baseline, and it is going to pass through the center of the total area. Okay, the approximate position of this particular baseline is at the center of the total area to be surveyed. Okay, and all the other measurements to show the details of the work are taken with respect to this particular line. Suppose if you want to, suppose here you have one object like any building or any other object, then for positioning this particular object, we are going to take the reference of this particular line, that is baseline. Okay, next, it is most important line as the direction of all other survey lines are fixed with respect to this line. Suppose here along with the baseline we have other types of survey lines also. Suppose depending upon this particular baseline, the direction of the other survey lines will be dependent. Okay, that is why we are going to plot this baseline in the triangulation method in the chain principle. Next, coming to the next type of survey line, that is check line. Okay, so check lines are proof line. Okay, these are also called as a proof lines. These are the lines which are run in the field to check the accuracy of the work. So by using this particular check lines, we are going to find out the accuracy of the work, okay, to be done. Now, coming to the length of the check line measured in the field. Okay, suppose this is the area you are going to survey and this is the baseline. Now, from this particular point to this line, I am going to draw one line and this is called as a check line. Okay, the check line will be drawn from here to here. Now, this will be used for measuring the accuracy of this particular survey to be area. Okay, now the length of the check line measured in the field. Okay, the length of the check line, okay, from this point to this point, if you measure the length, this length should be equal to the length which is planned on the paper. Okay, whatever the length we have given in the plan, that length and the measured length in the field should be equal. Okay, now a check line may be laid by joining the apex of the triangle to any point on the opposite side. So now the check line will be drawn from the apex of the triangle to the any opposite side. Okay, like this we are going to draw. Okay, from like this. Okay, the starting position will be at the apex, and from apex we are going to draw one line which is intersecting the opposite line. Okay, this is what the check line, and it is used for measuring the accuracy. Now coming to the tie or subsidiary lines. Okay, tie line joins two fixed points on the main survey line. See, if you observe this particular picture here, this is the suppose this is the main line and this is the another main line. Okay, now I am going to consider one point on the main line and another point on the main line. Now join these 2 points from here to here. Now this will be your tie line. Okay, tie line is nothing but it is the line which is going to join two fixed points on the main survey lines. Okay, now it helps to check the accuracy of surveying and to locate the interior details. Now this particular line will be used for measuring the accuracy of the area to be surveyed and to locate the interior details like, okay, any particular buildings or else any ponds. Okay, if you have any objects nearby this particular area, then this line will be used for the reference. Okay, suppose the position of each tie line, okay, the position of each tie line should be close to some features such as paths or buildings. Okay, the position of this particular tie line should be close to some other objects because we are going to locate the details of this particular object with respect to tie line. Okay, next, these are the some of the main survey lines which are used in the chain surveying and survey stations. Okay, now coming to the factors affecting the survey station location. Okay, selection. So which factors are affecting to select the survey station? See, the first one is stations should be visible from at least two or more stations. See, station should be visible from at least two or more stations. So whatever the station you are going to choose, that station must be visible. Suppose if you choose this particular point as a station, main station, now this station should be visible from other station points. Okay, minimum number of station points are 3. Okay, this point should be visible from at least 3 other stations. Okay, that is the one of the point we are going to consider while selecting the station point. Next, as far as possible, main lines should run on level ground. So whatever the main lines, okay, suppose if this area to be surveyed and this is one of the main lines and these are the main lines, right? Which is going to be drawn around the boundary. So now the main line should be on the plain ground or level ground. Okay, there should not be any undulations. Okay, and next one, all triangles shall be defined properly. Okay, so when you divide the area to be surveyed into small triangles, this particular triangle, okay, triangle ABC, okay, they should be defined properly. That means no angle less than 30 degrees. So the angle of this particular ABC should not be less than 30 degrees. Okay, it should not be less than 30 degrees. Okay, so it should be more than the 30 degrees angle. Okay, that is one of the point we are going to consider while selecting the survey station. Okay, and next one, each triangle should have at least one check line. So whatever the triangles we are going to create, that should have one check line in each triangle. Okay, this check line is drawn in the each triangle. And next one, survey lines should be as few as possible. So when you measure the area or else when you do the surveying in particular area, the survey lines should be as less as possible. Okay, and next one, obstacles to ranging and chaining should be avoided. Okay, when you do the ranging from point A to point B, there should not be any obstacles. Okay, you have to avoid that obstacle in the chain. Next one, sides of the larger triangle should pass as close to the boundary lines as possible. Okay, so when you form a triangle, the larger sides of the triangle should pass through the nearby the boundary. Okay, if this is your boundary, these longer edges should pass very near to the boundary. Trespassing and frequent crossing of roads should be avoided. Okay, when you choose an area or when you choose the survey stations, the trespassing, that means passing from one place to another place through this around this particular station should be avoided. Okay, frequent crossing is also avoided if you want to select the service station. Okay, you have to avoid that particular areas wherever the crossing is occurring frequently. Okay, so these are the some of the points or factors which are considered while selecting the survey station. Now coming to the next topic, basic problems in chain. Okay. So in this chaining, we are going to have a lot of problems while erecting perpendicular lines or else while erecting the lines. Okay. Now the first one is to erect a perpendicular to a chain line from a point on it. So suppose if this is the chain line AB, and now I want to erect a perpendicular. I want to draw a perpendicular from point C. Okay, like this. So now for drawing this perpendicular lines, we are going to have different methods. Okay, so those different methods will be I am going to discuss now. And by using familiar geometric construction, we are going to draw the perpendicular lines by using the tape. Okay, now for this particular illustrations, I am going to use 10 meters tape, or else we can use 20 meters tape also. Now, coming to the first method, that is the 3-4-5 method. Okay, by using this method, we can draw the perpendicular line from a chain line AB. Now, see, first consider a line AB. Okay, this is the point A and this is the point B, and this is the chain line AB. Okay, now let it be required to erect a perpendicular to the chain line at a point C in it. Now, this is the chain line AB. Now I want to erect a perpendicular at this particular point, that is point C. Okay, from here we have to draw the perpendicular CD. Now to draw the perpendicular line CD, we are going to follow the 3-4-5 method. In this first point is establish a point E at a distance of 3 meters from C. Now from point C, after locating the point C, now measure the distance around 3 meters. Okay, measure the distance around 3 meters from point C, that is till point E. Okay, this is the distance 3 meters. Okay, this particular line should be marked on the same line, that is AB. Right. So now after marking the distance of 3 meters, now rotate this particular point as E. Okay, now put the 0 end of the tape at E and the 10 meters end at the C. Okay, now after locating the point E, now take this point E as a starting point, that is 0. Okay, take 10 meters tape and place 0 end of the tape at point E. Now and place 10 meters end at point C. Okay, after placing the 0 meters end at CE and 10 meters end at C, now stretch that particular tape just by fixing the points E and C. Okay, the starting and ending position of the tape should be fixed at these points and stretch it to point D such that we are going to mark 5 meters mark on the tape and 6 meters mark on the 6 meter mark on the tape, and we are going to form 1 meter low around this particular point and mark a point D such that the angle ECD should be 90 degrees. Okay, we are going to stretch the tape such that we are going to make a point D by stretching the tape from 0 end from 10 meters end, and the angle should be 90 degrees. Now here we are going to form 1 meter low. Okay, so now this is the point D. Now join the point D and C. Now this will be your perpendicular line to a chain line AB. Okay, from point C. Okay, this is how we are going to measure we are going to mark a perpendicular line from a point C, and this point C will be lying on the chain line. Okay, this is the first method. Next, coming to the second method. In the second method, first select the chain line, that is AB. Okay, we are going to select the points A and B, and this is called as a chain line. Okay, now from point C, we have to mark the perpendicular line, right? So select E and F, which is equidistant from point C. Now we are going to select 2 points here, that is point E and point F, and the distance of CE and CF should be equal. Okay, whatever the distance you are going to take, these two particular distances should be equal. Now after selecting the point E and point F, now hold the 0 end at the tape E. Okay, here we are going to mark 0 end and 10 meters end at point F. That means here we are going to mark 10 meters end. Now locate the 5 meter mark. Okay, now locate the 5-meter mark on the tape, stretch it tight and establish the point D. Okay, after placing the 0 mark end and 10 meters mark end on the points E and F, now locate the 5-meter mark on the tape and stretch it to point D, okay, which is at the center. Now this point D is located, and from point D we are going to draw one line, and this will be your perpendicular line to chain line AB. Okay, this is how we are going to mark a perpendicular line to a chain line AB in the second method. Okay, and next one, third method. So select after, see, first we have to draw the chain line AB. Now after drawing the chain line, from point C we have to draw the perpendicular, right? Now select any point F outside the chain. So now here we have to select one point which is outside of this particular chain line. Okay, now the distance of this particular point F from point C should be around 5 meters. Okay, now we are going to mark the point F which is outside of the line chain line AB, and at the same time we have to mark the distance of 5 meters. Okay, approximately we have to keep the distance of 5 meters from point C. Now see, hold the 5 meters mark at F and 0 mark at C. Now here take the tape and hold the 5-meter mark at point F and 0-meter mark at C. Okay, so here we are going to mark 0-meter mark. Okay, now after marking the 5 meters point at F, take F as center and C as radius. Okay, take F as center, C as radius. Now draw one arc. Okay, and this particular arc is going to cut the chain line at point E. Okay, it is going to cut the chain line at point E. Now join EF and produce it to D. Now join these 2 points, that is E and F. Okay, these 2 points are joined, and we have to extend this particular line to point D such that EF is equals to FE, FD is equals to 5 meters. So now after joining the point E and F, we are going to extend this line to a point D. Now we don't know the distance of this particular FD, right? So now keep the distance of EF. That means EF should be equals to FD. And what is the distance of EF? That is equals to 5 meters, as we have marked approximately while locating this particular point. Okay, so now by following this particular condition, we are going to extend this particular line point D. Okay, now from point D will be lie at the 10 meters mark. Now if you measure the distance from E to D, this will be around 10 meters. Okay, now join the point D and C. Okay, this will be your perpendicular line to the chain line AB. Okay, this is how we are going to mark another perpendicular line. Okay, with the other method. Now next condition is to drop a perpendicular to a given chain line from a point outside of it. Okay, suppose if this is your chain line, now to this chain line we are going to draw a perpendicular, but the given point is at the outside of the chain line. Earlier the point will be given on the chain line, that is on the line at point C, but now he is giving the point which is outside of this particular chain line. So whenever you want to draw a perpendicular line which is outside, okay, we are going to follow the following methods. See, in the first method, in the first method, select any point on E on the line. Now this is the chain line AB. Okay, this is the chain line AB. Now I am going to select one point E on the chain line. Okay, now with D as center, okay, with D as center, DE as radius. Now here D is the given point. From this particular point we have to draw the perpendicular line. Okay, now after locating the point E on the survey line or any chain line, okay, now join D with D as center and DE as radius. draw an arc to cut the chain line in F. So now after locating this point, D as center and DE as radius, draw one arc which is going to cut the AB chain line at point F. Okay, at point F. Now bisect EF at C. Now after locating the point F, just bisect the EF line at point C. Okay, bisect this EF line at point C. Now CD will be your perpendicular. If you join this point after bisecting the line E and F at point C, join these 2 points, that is C and D. Now this will be your perpendicular. Okay, this particular CD line will be your perpendicular line, which is drawn from the outside of the chain line. Okay. Next, second method. So in this method, first select the survey line A and B. Okay. Now select any point E on the line. Now after drawing the chain line, now select the point E on the line. Okay. Now ED, join ED. Okay. This is the point which is given outside of the chain line. Now we have to join these 2 points, that is E and D. Okay. And bisect it at F. So after joining these 2 points, that is E and D, now we have to bisect this particular point at this particular line at point F. Okay, with equal distances, we are going to bisect that, and this is the point F. Right now, with F as center and EF or FD as radius. So with F as center or EF or FD as center, draw one arc to cut the chain line at C. Okay, now F as center and FE as radius. We are going to draw one arc, and this arc is going to cut the chain line AB at point C. Now from point C, draw one perpendicular line through point D. Okay, this particular line is called as a perpendicular line to the chain line AB. Okay, this is how we are going to draw the perpendicular line in the second method. Now coming to the third method for drawing the perpendicular line from the point which is outside of the chain line. See, after locating the chain line AB, select any point E on the line. So now select one point on the chain line, that is E. Okay, now with E as center and ED as radius, with E as center, ED as radius. Okay, D point is given point. From this particular point only we have to draw the perpendicular line. Okay, so now E as center, ED as radius, draw an arc to cut the chain line in F. So now by using this particular radius, draw one arc, and this arc is going to cut the chain line at point F. Okay, at this point it is going to cut the line. Now from this particular F, okay, measure FD. Now we have to measure the distance FD from point F and point D, and FE and FE. Okay, we have to measure this particular distance and this particular distance. Okay, after measuring the distances, we are going to establish a point C. Okay, we are going to establish a point C on the line by making FC is equals to FD square by 2FE. Okay, FC means, okay, this is the distance FC. Okay, FC is equals to FD square by 2FE. Okay, after measuring these particular distances, okay, we are going to follow, or we are going to use this formula to measure the distance of to measure the distance of C from F. That means FC. So after measuring the distance FC, you can locate the point C, and from point C you can draw the vertical line to point D, and this will be your perpendicular line. Okay, this is how we are going to draw the perpendicular line in the third method. Okay, now coming to the next part, to run a parallel to a given line through given point. Okay, if you want to draw a parallel line for a given line, okay, suppose if you want to draw a parallel line to this particular line AB, we are going to follow another method. See, in the first method, see, this is the given line AB. Okay, for this particular AB line, we have to draw the parallel line C. So for this, we are going to follow this procedure. See, through point C. Now, this is the point C which is given. Okay, from this we have to draw the parallel line, right? So from point C, drop a perpendicular CE to the chain line. Now, this is the given point C, and this is the chain line AB. Now, from here you have to draw the perpendicular line, okay, until the point E. Okay, this is the point E, right? So till this particular point, you just draw the perpendicular line. Okay, now measure the distance of CE. Okay, after drawing the perpendicular, measure this distance and select any point F on the line. Now on the chain line, select another point F. Okay, and erect a perpendicular FD. Now from this particular point, again draw one perpendicular line such that the distance of FD should be equals to EC. Okay, these two lines should be equal distance. Okay, now after obtaining the point D, join C and D. Now this will be your parallel line. Okay, after locating the point F on the chain line AB, now from this particular point, draw one perpendicular line. The distance or the length of this particular line should be equals to the line CE. Okay. Now, after marking the same distance, you will get the point D. And if you join these two points, that is C and D, that will be your parallel line to the main chain line. Okay. This is how we are going to parallel line. Okay. In the first method. And coming to the second method of establishing the parallel line to a survey line or chain line. See, after drawing the line, chain line AB, select any point F on the chain line. Now I am going to select one point F, and C will be the given point. Now from point F to C, okay, join C and F and bisect it G. Now from point F you just join the point C, and this will be your line. Now after joining these two points, bisect it at G. Okay, at point G we are going to bisect. Now select any other point E. Okay, now we are going to select one more point, that is E on the chain line. Now after locating the point E, join EG and prolong it to D. Now we have to join the point E and point G. Okay, after joining these two points, now erect, or else you just have to extend this particular line such that the distance of GD should be equals to EG. Okay, now this particular distance and this particular distance should be equal. So after locating the point D with the same distance, now join the points C and D. Now this will be your parallel line to a chain line A. Okay, this is how we are going to draw the parallel line to a chain line A. Okay. Now coming to the third method, see, first select one chain line AB. Now select any point G outside the chain line. Okay. Now see, this is the given point C. Okay. From this particular point, we have to draw the parallel line, right? Now we have to select one point which is outside of the chain line, such that this point should be outside of the given point also. Okay. On the same side, we are going to take. Now join GC. Okay. Join this particular line G and C, okay, and prolong it to meet the chain line at E. Okay. Now after locating the point G, now join this particular point G with C and extend it to point E. Okay. After locating the point G, we are going to draw one line from G to C. Then we are going to extend it to the point E. Okay. Now with G as center, okay, with G as center, GE as radius, G and E as radius, draw an arc to cut AB line at F. Okay, now by taking the GE as radius, we are going to draw one line, one arc, and that arc is going to cut the chain line at point F. So now join GF. Okay, after locating the point F, join these 2 points. Okay, now make GD is equals to GC. Okay, now make GD is equals to GC. That means we are going after joining the point G and F, you have to mark the point D such that the distance of GC is equals to how much here? Suppose say it as 1. Then by taking the same distance, you have to mark the point D with the same distance on the other line. Okay. Now, if you join these 2 points, that is C and D, this will be the parallel line to the chain line A. Okay. So this is how we are going to mark the parallel line in the third method. Okay. Next one, to run a parallel to a given inaccessible line through a given point. Okay, so now we are going to draw the parallel line for a given inaccessible line through a given point. Okay, now see, this is the one. Suppose, for example, for inaccessible area is, suppose if you have any river, okay, in between the boundaries, then we are going to follow this. See, let AB be the given inaccessible line. Okay, now this is the line AB. This is inaccessible. Okay, we are not going to get the access to this particular line. Now we have to draw the parallel line to this line AB to this side. Okay, here we are going to draw the parallel line, right? So now this AB line is the one of the inaccessible line, and C be the given point through which the parallel line is to be drawn. Now the point C is given this side, and from here you have to draw one parallel line which is parallel to the line A. Okay. Now for that, select any point E in line with AC. Okay. Select any point E in line with AC. That means this is the point E. We are going to select randomly, but while after selecting, we are going to do the ranging such that the point E should be in line with the line AC. Okay. This particular ranging will be done after looking at the point E. Okay. Now, similarly, select any other convenient point F. Okay. We are going to select the point F and join E and F. Now, we are going to join these 2 points. Okay. And through C, draw a line CG parallel to AF. Now, from point C, draw a line CG. Now, we are going to draw the line CG which is parallel to the line AF. Okay, now after locating the point, you just draw one line AF. Now from point C, we are going to draw one more line, that is CG, and this particular line will be parallel to the line AF. Okay, these two lines will be parallel. Okay, now through G, okay, through point G, draw a line GD. Okay, we are going to draw the line GD, and this GD line will be parallel to BF. Okay, this is the line BF. Okay, we have to draw a line GD which is parallel to BF, and this particular GD is going to bisect the line BE at point D. Okay, at point D, we are going to get the line. Now CD will be the required line. Now if you join the points C and D, okay, this will be your required parallel line. Okay, this particular CD line is a required parallel line to this line AB. Okay, this is how we are going to mark the parallel lines and perpendicular lines. Okay, thank you everyone.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.